Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw, and I'm here with a familiar face, David Kolner, who's the Executive Vice President of Virtuoso. And David, we've been talking at we're here at Virtuoso Travel Week still. We're on the last day, and you must be breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, for sure. You look healthy and well, James.
Well, appearances are deceiving, but we're going to talk today about. David was actually with us at a press conference, and we're going to play sort of 20 questions with David about all the different things that are going on with Virtuoso today, and you can find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Well, David, first of all, it's great to see you here, as always. Always a breath of fresh air, and you do a great job up there on both during the general session and also during the press conferences. And I know you gave us a good briefing on what's going on with Virtuoso today. And let's start that. First of all, how has this Virtuoso Travel Week gone for you? Are we truly back to Virtuoso as usual?
Well, it's a good question. The size of this event, we have 4,300 people here live, about 700 people in the virtual event. And our record was in 2019 about 6,300 people.
I know, that was huge.
So, we're not quite back to the same level of participation at the event, but one of the things we saw leading up to Virtuoso Travel Week is that the sales are back to the 2019 level. So for the global Virtuoso network, the period from January to July, we were pacing at 102% of 2019, and then in the United States, it's about 108%. So
it's amazing. We truly is back, and the luxury market is back. And that was, I saw those stats, and I said, boy, this is excellent. And so you're back in terms of business, and we're back in terms of the event, the conference. So now let's. You made a lot of announcements here, a lot of new stuff. Let's talk first of all very quickly about one. I've already talked to Matthew a little bit about your renewed partnership with Virgin Galactic. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're really excited to refresh our relationship with them and really recommit to how we work with Virgin Galactic. Virtuoso has an exclusive relationship, only Virtuoso advisors. We're the only network in the world that's allowed to actually work as a partner with Virgin Galactic. And we also have some extra benefits for the advisors who are selling Virgin Galactic in terms of the process of getting into the Virgin Galactic queue. So there's some extra shortcuts that Virgin Galactic is offering to Virtuoso clients. And then we also have some special relationships about our inventory and other elements of the relationship. And of course, they're a participant now in the Virtuoso network. So it was super fun. I don't know if you got your picture, James.
I have my picture. I have my picture in the chair looking out in space. It's about the closest I'll get in recently, although your CEO, Matthew Upchurch, is kind of scheduled to be up there.
Future astronaut for sure. He's in the Founders Club. So we're excited about that.
Can't wait to see him in that outfit.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
That'll be interesting. I talked to him about that, and he's going to be going up there. Now, let's shift to something else. You also gave an update on your preview program for sort of Virtuoso hotels and cruise lines, which we had the first cruise line last year. Talk a little bit about the preview program and how that's working.
Yeah, preview is a program that Virtuoso invented really around allowing our network access to help hotels open hot. So the idea is you're under renovation, maybe you're closed, or maybe it's a brand new build. And, hotels want to open full, right? Or they want to open with great clients. So what Virtuoso do is we partner with them to kind of vet the product, vet the property, get them into the Virtuoso hotel program. So advisors get amenities and access to the sales team. But one critical thing that we do that's different is we create a preview advisory board. So basically, volunteers from the Virtuoso network work in collaboration with the hotel to make sure that they're really ready for the modern luxury traveler. And a thing that's new this year, in addition to the 8 preview hotels that we have in the program now, we added a cruise line. So many people may have heard of Explora Cruise Lines.
Explorer Journeys, yeah.
Exactly, Explora Journeys. And what's exciting about that is that we now also have a preview board that's working with Explora to kind of get them ready. They actually met here at Virtuoso Travel Week to help move that whole program along. And it's just really exciting to be a part of things that are new and exciting in the space.
Now, another thing you announced here is you have a new partnership with an organization I really didn't know before, Hospitable Me, to really sort of refocus on the LGBTQ plus community and work with your advisors on really, that kind of area, that market, right?
Yeah, I think, one of the things that has really changed probably for everybody out of the pandemic is a greater understanding and hopefully, self-awareness about our role in diversity and inclusion in many aspects. And our work is not even nearly done in this and what we want to do as a network. But one tangible accomplishment is this partnership with Hospitable Me. We'll be making the Everyone Welcome webinar available to all of our advisors worldwide.
And this is to get them to everybody is inclusive, diversity, and you get a lot more clients actually that way, right?
Yeah, I mean the market itself is over 200 billion in terms of total spend. It's larger than the fourth largest GDP in the world. So it is a market worth paying attention to. And then in addition, with our partnership with them, we have access to some additional workshops that cover things about gender identity and dealing with family travel. So just deeper ways that advisors can kind of just train themselves up from an industry expert and really up their game.
No, absolutely. And that's a great program. And I have some personal experience with that, trying to just, I'm old school. I don't know as much about, and I'm not as sensitive to diversity and inclusive. I should be. I try to be.
Yeah.
But I probably have to take that program to understand it better.
Okay. We'll see if we can get you a pass, James. How about
That's right. Easy. Now, let's go turn back to Virtuoso Travel Week. You did a few other firsts here. You had the first, you had a special Pinnacle Lounge for kind of your top advisors, right?
James, I'm glad you're keeping track of this list because I would probably forget all these things. But yes,
I took good notes when you were talking.
I'm impressed. Yeah. So this year at Virtuoso Travel Week, we launched something called the Pinnacle Lounge, which is the idea to create a kind of almost an event within event experience for our top producing advisors around the world. It's a little bit like an airport lounge, if it was actually a nice airport lounge that wasn't so overcrowded and decimated. But the idea is it's a quiet place that advisors can go to throughout the day at Virtuoso Travel Week. It is invitation only, or, with your, it's behind a closed door. So it's got this exclusive vibe to it. And we have refreshments. And then we also have a couple of sponsors that are there that really focus on the high end of the market. And they are doing experiential things. Like today, they were doing, one of those deep tissue laser massages for shoulders and necks.
How do I get a pass to that one?
I don't know. You got to know the right people, James, or you've got to be a top seller in the network. So,
okay, I got to work on that.
Yeah, it's part of a larger vision that Virtuoso is working towards to really treat advisors differently based on what they want to do with their career and where their selling point is. So this is probably one of the first of many things you'll be seeing from Virtuoso in the coming years as we go down that path.
And another first for you, and actually something probably dear to your heart because you were one of the innovators of this, you used to have a program called Incubator.
We did.
And this year we had a full technology conference for travel. Tell us a little bit about that. It was on the Saturday, Sunday morning before. It was about 3 hours. I attended most of it, but it was extraordinary. It was great.
Yeah, we have for a long time, and I think when you were referencing the Incubator program, it's something that Virtuoso used to have before the pandemic, and it's really about our position to help champion technology investment in the space for the B2B space. I mean, it's not even really about Virtuoso per se, it's about our category of really championing the fact that technology investment is just really weak in the B2B space and tools for travel advisors specifically to use to help their lives be more efficient. And I think what makes the conference so timely is like nothing is more important suddenly after the last 6 months of taking off of sales than our productivity. So we're really excited to shine a light on the amazing category that we all work in here in the B2B space and really encourage investment to help us be more productive. We know we can't build all the tools ourselves. We know no one can build all the tools themselves. And we also want amazing, creative, brilliant minds brought into this space to help renovate and give us great new ideas about what to do. So we were celebrating some of those, and we actually had a winner of our
which is similar to your Incubator program.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a little bit maybe more Shark Tank or Dragon's Den sort of vibe of that sense. But Lucia and our friend Grace won, which we're super excited about. And I just think there's a lot of hope here, and we just want to really be on the right side of history and helping encourage this investment of additional tools to help the whole category just be more efficient.
And you even invited some companies that on their face would seem to be competitors, and they don't really have anything with travel advisors, but they came in here, they got exposed to you. They come back, they start thinking, well, maybe there's a way we can work together.
Exactly. Like all progress begins with the truth. And the fact is that we're here and we want to be acknowledged for that. We want to invite even people that are outside of our sector to see how great this space is and what great opportunities there are here and how they should customize their products for us.
Now, one of the things you did, you had some statistics to show that those Virtuoso advisors who attend more of your events actually make more, right?
Yeah, it's we've been tracking this for several years, and the numbers are actually only getting better. So we did see that advisors in the Virtuoso network who attend at least one Virtuoso event over a period of 2 years, like 2019 to 2021, they sold 55% more than advisors that didn't come to a Virtuoso event. And if you actually attend multiple events, 6 or more events, you actually sell twice as much as an advisor who doesn't come to a Virtuoso event. So we're really proud of the fact that our events seem to inspire and invigorate the sales of advisors. So this is one of the reasons we're so excited about Virtuoso Travel Week and getting thousands of advisors here and just jump-started and really this year falling back in love with our category, with travel, with the luxury leisure space, and why we all got into this business in the first place and the joy of that.
Absolutely. And also a corollary to that, you are still focused on your communities, which was your globetrotting that you do here. But then as a larger session, these communities exist outside of Virtuoso Travel Week. And, things like, you with cruise, but family, wellness, culinary, all these type of things. And even those, you said attendance at those kind of events and being part of that community leads to increased sales as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think really they're an example of professional development and an event kind of mixed together. And it's really anytime you spend the time to focus on something, you're probably going to be effective. And the communities are a unique combination of training, product, marketing, all folded together. It's something we started many years ago. Again, a first from Virtuoso for the network world. And now we're very proud to see the results of like 75 to almost 200% increased sales for advisors that focus in that area. And the other thing that's been really fun about communities is seeing advisors who may belong to the wellness community one year join the family, community the next year, because they want to just keep learning and they want to keep opening up new opportunities for their clients and gathering new clients too. So great tools to help advisors build their business.
And another thing I want to talk to you about is your training and education programs. Virtuoso Travel Academy, obviously Virtuoso Travel Specialist, you're highlighting it here. You have a new course, I think, on finance.
Yeah.
And really, I actually was lucky enough a few years ago to go to a first session of Virtuoso Travel Specialist.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. But these programs are still out there and really are very valuable tools for your members, right?
Oh my goodness. Well, so many things continue to innovate in the space. So the Virtuoso Travel Academy is by far and away the best online comprehensive travel resource available of any network, I'm confident. Over 1,300 classes that are actually refreshed every year or discarded. So the content is extremely fresh and accurate, which could not be more important right now. You don't want to be going online, finding information pre-pandemic, which is quite a bit different. The other thing is building out other tools around it. So within the Travel Academy, we also have learning paths that are combinations of classes like in a 101, 201, or 301. So if you don't really know where to start with all those classes, it's easy to get going. And then, of course, we have our additional training opportunities like the Virtuoso Certified Travel Advisor. We call it VCTA. That's a multi-week, multi-month program that's a comprehensive way to get a new-to-industry advisor or an advisor who wants to refresh their strategy, really about the business of being a travel advisor. It's not telling you like airport codes and how to book something in the GDS. It's telling you how to position and market and charge the services. We introduced during the pandemic another program called Travel Basics. And Travel Basics is kind of that. It's that idea of like the travel school that doesn't really exist anymore. And it's a great opportunity and great tool for managers to use with new employees because it has a wonderful configuration where the basics are covered, but then with the online learning that the advisor does on their own, there's a chance to actually a module and a discussion guide for the advisor to sit with the manager of the agency and learn like, well, how do we do that here? Because not everybody makes the booking the same way or has the same back office system or even has the same way of doing business with clients. So it's a great opportunity to leverage the most of the manager's time so that they don't have to do all the basics training. We take care of that for you. And we also help guide the conversation between the owner and the advisor.
Now, I've already talked to Helen McCabe Young, your head of marketing, about some of the new marketing. We don't have to go in depth, but you're sitting there with a copy of the new Virtuoso magazine. It used to be called Virtuoso Life. So there you go. We have a chance to show that.
This as I was waiting for the interview to start, James,
there
if
you
you
go.
don't mind.
Well, you have to see what's going on
Got
in
a
the
few
business.
ideas
Yeah,
here.
there you go. And so that's that you launched, and then you launched a brand new campaign that's going to come up called So Virtuoso. So you're really getting even more active in that space, right?
We really believe that the market for high net worth or high value travelers, as we call them here at Virtuoso, is an incredible opportunity for the Virtuoso network. And we think there are lots of clients out there that just literally don't know about this. And we really want to use our new brand campaign. We refreshed our brand last year during the pandemic and really just reposition what Virtuoso means and generate that consumer brand preference that is complementary to what our advisors and our agencies' brands are. And working together, we can actually do so much more. So we're really excited to start that campaign in the coming year and really forever as a goal for Virtuoso as a company to really be known and having consumer brand preference for working with a Virtuoso advisor and understanding that and that value extending to our members and also to our preferred partners.
And as I suggested to Helen, and part of that campaign is almost your clients become Virtuosos themselves.
They're in the loop. They are so Virtuoso themselves, which is really exciting.
Yeah. A couple of things before we close out here on our 20 questions on Virtuoso.
Are we on like 19?
I don't know if we're 19. I haven't been counting. Maybe you have.
I've been reading the magazine.
You've been reading the magazine. You always had this program with the Virtuoso the profiles of your advisors, and I see everyone's taking their photo. I got my photo taken here. It was actually a really good one.
You can take one every day here. Absolutely, as you want.
Yeah, and so you're using those and putting up profiles. And how's that program going for you? How many Virtuoso travel advisors have done that?
Well, I hate to talk about how long we've been coming to this thing even together and talking, but really in 2010, Virtuoso started creating these public profiles, right. And was one of the very first networks to do this and actually start creating a thing called the Advisor Catalog, a place where people could go and browse to find the perfect advisor to fit with what they were looking for. And the profiles themselves have turned into an amazing tool to generate new consumer leads. We think over 500,000 consumers came and looked at Virtuoso.com specifically at advisor profiles in 2021. But what's also been amazing about it is something we hear from advisors all the time, but we probably don't talk about enough, which is how much the profiles of both the advisors and the preferred partners are used by the network.
Got it.
So, in the luxury world, a lot of people talk about that little black book of contacts you have. Virtuoso.com is really that for advisors and for preferred partners to have access to look up the right person, to make that connection, whether it's via social media or just traditional methods like email or phone. And we're seeing literally millions of views of the profiles on Virtuoso.com between the partners looking at the advisors and literally almost 2 million views of the advisors looking at preferred partners. So it's an incredible resource that allows our advisors to really get a leg up, I think, and impress their clients because they know the general manager, they know the head of sales, they can get things done quickly with their contacts. And it's in these times when there's so many changes going on, even if you had somebody's phone number stored on your phone, I mean, so many people have changed jobs during the pandemic.
Yeah, a lot of changes, as we know.
Yeah, so it's like, what is even the right number to call? So the profiles are just even more important. And then having that professional image is the reason we have the photos here. And I'm sure everybody's already seeing it on LinkedIn and Facebook. Everybody's new photos are going up this week. So it's a nice refresh because, James,
I know I'm using mine. So.
A lot of us have changed our looks during the pandemic. We've just gone a more natural direction.
Some of us changed our looks during the pandemic, and then we're forced to go back to what we looked like that everybody's used to. I think you looked a little different too.
I think all of us have some of a little more wear and tear at a minimum.
A little more hair, a little longer, this kind of thing. So we all kind of went back to it, or we kept it. Some people look good, so that was fine.
Yeah. So the profiles are an important part of what we do at Virtuoso. I think maybe a thing we sometimes call is like one of those overlooked gems or hidden gems in the network of like a really high value thing that we do for advisors, and we know that they really value.
And I want to close on this because it's a very optimistic assessment because you did some research on how your members are feeling about business today, about the luxury business today, and in the future. And I think some of the statistics that came out of that were quite encouraging. So tell us a little bit about what you found when you talked to your members about how they're feeling as we emerge from the pandemic.
Yeah, perfect. So we have been monitoring the pulse of the network.
Pulse?
Yeah, exactly. And this thing bizarrely called the Pulse Survey. I'm not exactly sure, James, how they...
You guys thought of that a lot, long and hard.
The marketing team is on it with these things. So the Pulse survey has been tracking the attitudes of both our members, but also our preferred partners in the Virtuoso network, really since the beginning of the pandemic. And even as early as January of this year, I mean, I know it's literally like 7-8 months ago, but it could might as well have just been a different universe as to
Well, that
what
was
we
an
were thinking.
Omicron hit, and people were starting to feel bad again, but that quickly dissipated, I think.
I have to say that, and this is what, your question of what's going on with the attitude. So we started in January with like a 40 percentile optimism rate of our members worldwide, and it's currently at almost 80%, 76% for members and 78% for partners. An incredible rebound of like doubling the optimism in the network. And I think you can really feel that at this live event here at Virtuoso Travel Week.
Fantastic. Well, 20 questions with David Kolner. There will be a test for y'all later, so be careful.
You've been taking notes. You're going to get a name.
Thank you. I try to do well. I try to overachieve, as they say. So, David, great to see you as always. Wonderful to be here, and good luck in the next year and with all that Virtuoso does. And we hope to see you soon.
Thanks, James. Thank you, everybody.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.